Now to a blockbuster Better Call Behnken investigation on a scheme that involves stolen mail, altered checks, live ammunition, and a young woman's car.
Our report last week on a car full of hundreds of stolen personal documents caught the attention of a Temple Terrace business that feared they could be a victim.
And they knew they'd better call Behnken to get to the bottom of all of this. Our 8 on Your Side consumer investigator Shannon Behnken is joining us now with the story.
Jen Keith, the HR manager for a business that manages wound care centers associated with a major hospital chain, saw my report and alarm bells went off. Not only did police fail to alert them of their stolen mail, I've discovered not even the law enforcement agency who investigates stolen mail was notified. One would think this alarming Largo police report would be on the desk of law enforcement investigators across the Bay Area, but it appears it's just me that's trying to put this complicated puzzle together. First, let me recap. On January 30th, Largo police arrested a man for allegedly using a fake ID to rent a property. Public records show he arrived in a Kia Seltos, registered to a 23-year-old woman named Keely. She's the same Keely Temple Terrace police tell me recently cashed an altered check belonging to a local salon owner. Here's where things get spicy. According to the report, inside that car, officers found multiple people with criminal histories, including one man found asleep in the trunk area. Also found check paper, a printer, and hundreds of personal documents belonging to individuals and businesses. I first reported this last week and then received a call from a management company for wound care centers in Tampa. I was able to match their address with the police report to determine the confiscated documents included 10 checks written to their business. The CFO tells me, quote, the idea that someone gets caught in a crime like this is rare. So when someone is caught and property recovered, you would hope law enforcement would notify you and return your property. Largo police tell me their case is closed, and they issued what's called a BOLO report about the evidence seized to other law enforcement agencies, and it's up to them to reach out to the victims. In the case of the wound care management company, the CFO tells me they learned last year the keys to their postal box, along with others in Temple Terrace, have been stolen when their mail carrier was robbed at gunpoint. 8 on Your Side was there in December when the Postal Inspector's Office announced arrests.
Although these armed robberies were committed by different perpetrators on different days in different parts of Hillsborough County, the goal was the same: to use a firearm to put a postal carrier in fear for his or her life for the purpose of robbing those postal carriers of arrow keys.
So who's investigating the mail found in the car in Largo? The Largo police report states on page 5, please route to the United States Postal Inspection Services as these individuals are suspects in a potential mail theft. Well, that never happened, according to a spokesman for the postal inspector who tells me I'm the first to notify them and send them this report. The Postal Inspector's Office tells me they take robberies of their mail carriers very seriously, and they will be looking into what was found in that car in Largo. Meanwhile, I'm still pushing for answers to what law enforcement agency is investigating what appears to be a massive organized crime that Largo police stumbled across. So far, the answer is none.
It just seems strange. I mean, you're out front leading on this, and there's so much that could be known by authorities if they would get on with this. But what about the property? You have victims who have all of this property. What happens to that?
Well, I have contacted multiple victims in this report, and none of them have heard from anyone about this but me. They say that they've called Largo PD. They got no information. So far, records indicate the property was held as evidence. So tomorrow, I continue to dig into the history of these suspects, who they are, and I can tell you that they're no strangers to the law.